Good to see you here. Ready? I am. But there hasn't been any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinio. Damn it all, I knew we couldn't trust her. I sent Ventrinio to keep an eye on her. He was sending me messages until recently. But there were fewer and fewer as we've gotten closer to Baal. We need to get through the House of Vengeance and kill the Cur. And we'll have to do it without them. He's the closest thing Vengeance has to a leader anymore. A face so consumed with hatred that he's little more than a beast. If you're going to get into Baal, the Cur has to die. No. Whatever Gadflow is doing in there, it's growing with every wasted minute. Even if Aelin didn't betray us, we don't have time to wait. Listen, you're more powerful than I ever was. If anyone can stop this, it's you. When you kill Cur, go into Baal and stop Gadflow. If we get separated, we'll keep fighting to keep an escape route open for you. Now go. Stay on guard.
But Gadflow was not content to rule the Court of Winter. Mortals would bow before him as well. And so he made war on your people and drove them from the Eastern lands. The Alfar fell before an avalanche of corrupted fervor. The Tuatha acted as one army and built the Prismea Chantries as new idols of their false mountain god, their Tirnoch.
Onwards! We're nearly there.
All will be ash.
Prepare to be sacrificed, Morgan.
All will be ash.
Looks like this is it.
It's a shame to ruin the stone garden. Let's see. We've got an aging hero and an ageless rogue and a faithless god among mortals. We might have half a chance, at best.
was amazing. You're twice the hero I ever was, or could have been. Our forces can't keep going from here. We're stretched too thin, and we've lost too much. Sidon and I will hold the gate for you as long as we can. But Bale is nearly deserted. Head in, face Gadflow, end this. Good plan. I promise not to die if you don't. Just make sure you put a stop to Gadflow. Do that, and I predict our future involves sharing drinks and war stories around a cozy fire. Trust me, I'm a Fate Weaver. Gadflow is weakened. His armies are broken. This is your chance.
Each of these Tuatha was a warrior of peerless loyalty. Their stories should not have ended this way. I've just seen the death of an entire house of my brethren. My land is dying, and the great cycle is broken. My people are no longer being reborn. I'm sorry, but neither I nor the rest of my kind can follow you into Bale. We couldn't bear to see what has become of it. Agarth and I will clean up here. Good hunting in Bale.
Now that I am... If you require it, the Alfar cannot afford to be pushed back. Goodbye.
Good work out there today.
My deepest apologies for not being able to join the battle. Ventrinia was something of a hassle. He attacked me. It was only a matter of time before his greed got the better of him. The closer we got to Baal, the more obsessed he became with Tianok, and with harnessing Tianok's power, just like Gadflow did. That's why he had to be stopped, and why we need to talk about our mission. I wasn't sure I could trust you. You're not the same person you used to be. We're running out of time. I'll explain as we go. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
The winter court was still as fallen snow as the jester danced and capered. Juggling knives and torches, he sang to his lords and ladies, but none smiled. Not an eyebrow raised as the snivelling jester imitated the king. Not even when he took the crown from his head. Because this was the day that Gadflow murdered
Fighting
the
at your
winter
side,
court.
just like the old days.
This was the day
before
that
he died.
Tuatha were born, and our people became a sacrifice for Tirnoch.
You and I carry on a duty that has been fulfilled for centuries. We keep the world from being consumed by greed, by war, and by Tirnoch. The ancient beast must stay sealed away at any cost. The world must never realize the terrible power Tirnoch... This is your end.
Since the alabaster wall was young, the beautiful bone-white forest was a place of peace and meditation. No piercing birdsong nor heated word could find its way between the branches. Quiet thought prevailed until Gadflow shattered our land. The Tuatha's crimson axes chopped the forest for arrow shafts, and Tirnoch's Prismere spires rose up to consume what
When
remained.
Gadflow's army arose,
Now our
we
forest is
recognized
shattered,
Tirnoch's
and
tainted
screams
influence.
of warfare fill
Only
its
a force
boughs.
like her could warp eternal creatures like the Fae. So you came to infiltrate Alabama. If you couldn't stop Tirnoch, she would use her pawns to fully escape her prison, and the world would be her new plaything. You had to try, even though the Fate Weavers said you were doomed. As always, the Fate Weavers were right.
The greatest heroes of winter have always fallen from the Baal's pale boughs, from Pietra the Keen to Hulgan the Hungry. When the Tuatha claimed dominance over us, heroes arose to defend winter. Gadflow laughed at their challenge and called up Tirnoch's wrath. In a second, our most loyal
When I
heroes
found
were
you in
impaled by
Galantar,
Prismere's
when I
spires.
saw you had come back
Our
to life,
heroes were gone,
I wasn't
never to
sure
be
how much you
reborn,
remembered.
and our people
I couldn't be
succumbed to
certain you would keep
Gadflow's
our
madness.
I considered killing you then and there. Nothing personal. You would have done the same to me. But then I saw what you had become. I saw the new... When I saw you could change fate, I knew you were our only choice. So I helped you continue your mission to stop Tiernok, even if you had forgotten. But over time, I realized you weren't the same man you were when you died. You were more. You were better than the Heartless Commander.
In happier times, the Winter Court would come here to bathe in the colours of the midnight gardens. Night violets and pale moonflowers blossomed on a field of bluest grass studded with frost. When stars aligned, the Aurora Borealis danced for the Queen herself. But now the Tuatha have crushed the gardens and planted only corpses. The fruit of their tortured garden is only blood red.
As the sun is to the forest, Tiernok is to the Fae of winter. Some embraced this new god, this break from the great cycle. Others hid in the darkest of places. Gadflow spoke of Tiernok, and the Prismere emanated its power. It is a source of magic and hatred. It no longer slumbers beneath Amethen. The unbroken horizon of the winter is now the fiery haze of destruction.
At long last, Gadflow has crushed the Winter Fae, and his Tuatha rules us utterly. No longer are we reborn into this world, unless his god
Last time you
Tiernok
came
wills
here,
it so.
you were destined to
This
die.
monster has crushed
time,
us,
your
and our
destiny
kind
is
shall
up to
pass
you.
from this world. But our memories might yet last. When Gadflow is gone, and his god is left for another people to ravage, I may be freed from my tomb, and then I may share what dreams we made. It is the only immortality any of us may hope for now.
Now we have a chance to finally complete our mission. This must have been a lot for you to take in at once. But I need you to be clear on who you are and what you need to do. A lot has changed since you were here last. It isn't going to be as easy this time. And last time it killed you. Oh, she's a creature with incredible power. A dragon. But she is no simple lizard in some child's tale. She has a power rivaled only by the gods. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Alpha sealed her in the Amethen between this world and the world of magic. And there she went mad. As her prison weakened over time, she was able to tempt Gadflow into helping her gain enough power to break free. And if she escapes fully, it will mean the end of all mortal life. Tianok's revenge for tens of thousands of years of imprisonment. That's why people like you and I have dedicated our lives to keeping Tianok secret from the world. We were supposed to keep Tianok hidden from the world. Anyone who learned too much had to die. But when Gadflow found her, you were the one who volunteered to kill him and seal Tianok away once more, even though you were fated to fail. It took every trick we had to get you here the first time, and you still died. I don't know if you plan to be resurrected, but knowing you, I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone who knows the truth of Tianok will be dead, and Tianok will be sealed away once again. We can return to our duty of keeping the knowledge secret, assuming that's the life you want to return to. But if you refuse, then I'd have to make sure you never tell the truth about Tianok. Of course, I'd rather it didn't come to that. But you would have done the same. Huh. I have more important things to do than love. And so do you. But I do trust you with the fate of my world. It may not set your heart aflutter to hear it, but it'll have to do. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
You don't understand, do you? The... power of Tianok is... Yes! Return to your grave! Tianok, lend me your power! Tianok, lend me your power!
children. Something's not right. If Gadflow isn't here, then he must be hiding further underground, someplace closer to the source of the Prismere. You needn't try to impress me, you know. Not anymore. Besides, we don't have time. Whatever bargain Gadflow made with Tiernok, it's about to pay off. And when that happens, the world will suffer her wrath. She's imprisoned deep in the Amethyst, but Gadflow's war has weakened her bonds. There's no time to spare. If she gets free, our world is lost. This way. Tiernok is held captive deep in the Amethyst, but her prison is weakening by the moment.
I feel you here again, full of life, full of fate. What have you brought for me?
Tiernok awakens. Let's go. I can feel Tiernok's eyes upon us.
You've used your power well. So much potential. Let's have a taste, shall we?
This is your end. She just tore out a part of the fates you've stolen and turned it against you. Perhaps it is not inaccurate to think of her as a god.
I have been imprisoned here since before your kind emerged from the dark. But now, my freedom draws near.
We cannot let Gadflow free Tiernok.
Gadflow's prayers weakened this prison, but he is not the one who will set me free.
Don't listen. You're the only one who has the power to stop her.
When you first came to me, death was your only fate, but I knew better use for you. And you were so eager to play your role.
You chose this? What does she mean by that?
I gave you freedom, and now you have returned to grant me mine.
Only you have the power to reseal Tiernok inside the Amethyst. I must keep the secret of her existence from the world. Once Tiernok is pushed back into her prison, these caverns must be sealed. But that leaves one question. Can I trust you to keep Tiernok's secret? There are things in this world that must remain hidden. If the power of the dragons were widely known, well, you've seen what has happened here. Gadflow tapped a fraction of her power. He upset the great cycle of the Fae and waged a genocidal war on the young races. Just coming in contact with her power managed to free you from fate's bonds. And if you can turn that freedom against her, she will have no power over Amalur. Nothing like you has ever existed before. As always, there's no way of knowing your future. If you're victorious, it may be the last time you change the fate of the world. Even if you fall back into fate's weave once her influence is gone from this world, it will be a far better fate than what Tiernok's emergence would bring. Freedom to the end, is it? If fate can't control you, I don't see how I could. If you do escape, I will be watching you. And know this. Anyone who learns the truth of what happens here, I will silence myself. Go. Stop Tiernok from fully entering this world. But remember, my blades will always be at your back. Let's go. There's no turning back now.
Come, Fate Weaver. Bring me your power. Sacrifice yourself and seal the fate of your world.
It's time to choose your fate. Amethin lies beyond. This is where the dragon will breach the veil.
Come forward, mortals. Behold the birth of Tiernok. Attend your final hour.
My fate does not lie beyond those doors. You alone may change what is to come. Go!
Ah, yes. Welcome back, mortal. How does it feel, I wonder, to return to this place? Does the pain of your death still linger? Can you feel it echo through the air? And now, in this place, you shall witness the birth of Tiernok, the destruction of the Alpha, and the dawn of the endless winter. Yes, he comes. Tiernok the powerful. Tiernok the merciful. Qualla fella Tiernok. Qualla sera Tiernok. Tiernok? Have I done well, lady? Are you pleased? Is it that
You have served your purpose.
But
And now, Fateless One, you shall serve yours. Come closer. Give yourself to me. Struggle, fight, and die, just as you did before. That you know shall crumble and fall before me. Nothing but dust. Why won't you die? Impossible!
How could we have known that this would be a new beginning? I wonder now if we should have foreseen this outcome, but who knew then what fate would bring? I would have liked to have delivered this message in person, to see you one final time. That, however, would have been complicated. The order to which I belong had other plans. Were you ever to leave the crystalline fortress? When it comes to you, though, it seems no fate is written in stone. It was only through my assurances that your silence could be counted upon that either one of us still draws breath. I trust you will not make of me a liar. Were stories of what we have seen to begin to surface in the inns and taverns of Amalur, I would be asked to seek you out. And as we both know, The next time you die, there will be no return. But let us not speak of this. Your life is your own. Go now, and see what fate may bring you, or what fate you may bring. Perhaps one day in happier times, you and I will meet again. Until that day, I remain. Yours, Aelin Shear.
Well, well, awake at last. You gave us quite a scare. But you're here and the war's all but over. So who are we to complain? Never had any doubt at all. Sidon and I were waiting for you when the ground started rumbling and the Tuatha all started screaming. And all I could think was, Gadflow just met his match. Sure enough, half of those red-eyed bastards gave up then and there. Wasn't much longer before Aelin Shear showed up carrying you over her shoulder. Told me to watch over you, make sure you were okay. She left some kind of note for you, but I know better than to read a private message from the likes of her. Yes, you did. You had an army at your back, but in the end, it was you who defeated Gadflow. But there's something you ought to know. A lot of the soldiers asked me for readings after the fighting ended. And, try as I might, I can't see a fate for any of us. Tyrnok, you don't expect me to think that Gadflow's god was real, do you? No. No, impossible. Whatever happened down there, though, it changed everything. At least for now.
Good morning, sir. Good to see you. They have also allowed me to offer you access to the reserve armory. If you would care to have... I do hope your stay's been restorative. I don't believe my eyes.
Make way for the Archsage.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Good day to you.
light your way.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Siege broken at last.
Forgive the intrusion, Your Grace. I am Sergeant Brom, Melsenshire Command. I have been sent to fetch you. Your presence has been requested by the Scholia Arcana. They mean to speak with you immediately. They said it was urgent. I didn't want to bother you, but... well, I've got my orders. Mages always have their reasons. I'm just the messenger. The old Fate Weaver? He's not in the city. He's been sent elsewhere on a mission. I don't know anything beyond that, but I have a feeling the Scholia Arcana will. I know what you did. We all do. And we're grateful. So many dead. This truly is an honor. Not my place to say, Your Grace. You'll have to take it up with the Viator. Come along.
Archsage!
So, all the stories are true. I didn't dare believe it. You have done all of Amalur a great service, Fateless One, and I wish my coming here was under different circumstances. But the reality is that we face a new threat, one born of our recent victories. I am Ambith, a fellow Fate Weaver and citizen of Amalur. One who, I might add, is in your debt. It's that very attitude, that very disregard for nature, that has put us in this position, Fateless One. The gnome must have forgotten your humility when he dragged you back into this world. I am Lord Ambith, leader of the Order of Fate Weavers. I have watched you from a distance with both dread and fascination. Tragically, your greatest feats, the defeat of Tirnoch and the restoration of Melsenshire, have come at great cost. After taking so much damage, the tapestry of fate itself has begun to unravel. And now the whole of Amalur threatens to come undone. That is why I have summoned you. The Order has heard disturbing reports from the west, from the region of Mithros. Niskaru sightings. The gathering of a secret brotherhood. There is even talk of a new god rising. As if we needed another one. Your ability to control the threads of fate has begun a process that will end in destruction. Unless it is reversed. The Fate Weaver, Agarth Ulfric, was sent ahead to gather information, but he will need your help. You must go to Mithros. You must learn the truth, and you must save us all from a fate worse than death. That remains unclear, but the rumors are troubling.
The name Telogris has been whispered in more than one instance. Telogris, god of chaos. Surely this is a mistake, but we must learn all we can. The old warrior has a long history with the mountain dwellers. They trust him. Most importantly, he was once an ally of the master weaponsmith Scald Atlas. She will be crucial to your mission. Yes, we did not believe it possible. Sadly, many things that were believed to be impossible have come to pass. There is not much time. If only that were true. We must proceed regardless. The cliff pass into Mithras has only recently reopened, and you will need to secure a permit to enter. Secrecy will be to your advantage, which is why we advise you not to reveal your true identity. Try not to attract attention, for once. Follow the settlers west, and learn what you can about the forces gathering there. Find Agarth if you can. It is true, I cannot see your fate, but I choose to place my faith in people not in their destined paths. May you make good choices. Not all Fate Weavers align themselves with the Order, and those in service of our enemies will know what we plan to do. You will be expected. Anonymity may be your greatest weapon. Mithras is a dangerous territory, plagued by bandits and rock slides. The Alpha army has tried to staunch the flow of refugees by requiring permission to enter. Those who cross into the mountains do so at their own peril. I'm pleased that you think so. Agarth thought so too. Goodbye.
Amalur is always changing, and as every ballad ends, another one begins. A new thread in the tapestry of fate. This is one such story. It is the story of a young apprentice, his doting master, and a god who sought to reforge our world in chaos. In the snows of Mithros, a hero will be all that stands between order and ruin. For sometimes, fate is a burden, from which you are freed, or to which you are sworn. And sometimes, not even fate can keep the monsters at bay.
Greetings, Archsage.
Make way for the Archsage of the Scolia. The Watch sees all in Rathir.
Do not miss Leogryph's many marvels.
Excuse me, coming through.
What can I get you, love?
No, can't be. I stand in the... Well, I have a few, just for me. Not in a strange way or anything. Ah, the call of the West. Cold out there. You want to pack something warm. I've thought about going west myself. I hear it's a new frontier out there. Open land. Nobody telling you what to do, whom to fight. Most of us could use a fresh start after all this fighting. I'd love to see the mountains. Maybe search for the lost city of Crownhold. Well, here you go. 1 Mithros permit. Now, don't go selling that on the black market. Honestly, don't. I'll get sacked. I'll be here.
Well now, how are you?
Wait, you're the Archsage.
What is it?
All we want is to get through this checkpoint and start fresh. Finally. To leave the crystal wall behind. The road is clear.
Hello. Private Sterling. Alpha Army. Mountain Brigade. State your business. Well, you've come to the right place. Do you have the proper paperwork? Ah, that's it. Thank you very much. Let's take a look. Everything seems to be in order. You certainly pack light for a settler. Not like the rest of these poor souls. You'll be fine so long as you have a weapon. One last thing. I'll need a name for the border records. Refugees, migrants, settlers. We've got a mix of everything, but they've all got one thing in common. Hope. I hear a lot, and folks are saying there's opportunity for a new start in Mithros, somewhere out in those mountains. I might even head out west when I'm done with my service. Start over. Where do I start? First of all, you've got plenty of wild beasties lurking in the cliffs. Wolves, cliff barghests, you name it. And we've seen a noticeable rise in Escaru sightings, if you can believe that. Maybe it's everything going on out east, or something new, but you can't take a stroll without stumbling over a chaos monster. Okay, sure. If you're finished with the jokes, you can move along. Yes? May I help you? Hold on. Give me one moment. It's this damn border manifest. Doesn't add up. I told Private Lloyd how to do it, but that fool is more interested in impressing these young farmers' daughters than he is in his job. Damn it all. I missed someone. A settler on the manifest. One of the folks who came through the checkpoint. If my superiors found out, I'd be sacked. No question. Ever since they opened the pass, we've needed to monitor every person coming and going from the region, in case of spies. But someone got through. I just don't know how. Maybe a stolen ticket. Truly. Only if you mean it. It's just that, well, I can't leave the checkpoint, but I need to check some of the names of the manifest. If you're willing to lend a hand, I could probably spare some supplies, or maybe an extra piece of equipment. But if I find out the intruder is you, well, there'll be hell to pay, for both of us. Goodbye.
I'm excited to see snow.
Hi.
Good day. An outrage! An outrage, I tell you! These lazy soldiers and sellswords are a disgrace! Good person, if you own anything of value that you wish to retain in these lawless lands, I suggest you heed it carefully. Lord Godric Payne has spoken! Why, only the most important item any man or woman in Mithros can possess, an Alfar border permit. Without it, we are not granted the right to leave this cold, colorless wasteland. One becomes stuck, stranded, abandoned. It is that villain Dolan Hardy. I watched him snatch it from my belongings like a common brigand. Lazy, unrefined, thieving. Lord Godric Payne has spoken. Off you go.
Mithros may look beautiful, but it's treacherous.
Hello. You again. We new arrivals have to stick together. What do you say? Stolen permit? What stolen permit? Are you mad? I bought this pass back in Didenhill from the Alfar militia. Is that snooty highborn telling people I stole his permit? What a coward! I did nothing of the kind. Off you go. You again. We knew. Goodbye.
Hello there.
Hey, stranger.
Hope I didn't disturb you. I can't help but sing to keep my spirits up. You can call me Colette. Maybe you've heard of me? Not likely. My voice hasn't been heard outside of Issa, though I'm working to change that. Every artist needs her signature sound and style. It took me ages to discover mine, but I think it'll capture the heart. Mitharan folk music, with traditional sounds of the Mithros. Yes, this will be the first step toward that goal. Sadly, I'm currently a solo act, and I would need performance. Truly? You would do that for me? To be true, creating a live experience before I make any other plans, I must find like spirits. I know of a flute player elsewhere in camp. Stay happy! What's your permit? Hello there.
The miracle worker returned. Of all these, may Mitharu bless you. The border permit is back in the right hands. Bye.